We have been talking about rejection, what it is, why we will at some point be rejected, and how to get on with our lives even after rejection. So, if you love the subject of rejection, what it looks like, how to cope with it, then you might want to watch till the end of this video. Welcome to this blooming room. My name is Coach Chinyere, and this is a continuation of our four-part series on rejection. Now, today we will talk about why you are so triggered by rejection. And some people are so triggered by rejection that they even go to the point of taking themselves out of this lovely world, self extermination. Why? Why are we individually affected by no to different proportions? Now, even though rejection differs from abandonment, for some people, their minds cannot make that distinction because so many people lack the capacity to make a mental and an emotional comparison and distinction of what no is and what an abandonment is, because in the deepest recesses of their mind, they lack something called emotion regulation. What is emotion regulation? Regulation is the ability to control and to regulate our emotions to ensure that our reaction to circumstances that we face in life is proportionate to the stimuli or whatever it is that has triggered us. And oftentimes the foundations of emotion regulation is built in childhood. So when we or you have experienced a not so good emotional environment in childhood by the caretaker, whether it's the mother or whoever the caretaker is for that child, it causes a distortion of the ability of that child to regulate their emotion. And so they have a thwarted ability to respond appropriately when things come up in their lives. Rejection is a fear of no, while abandonment is a fear of being left alone, uncatered for, not provided affection. They are two different things. That I said no to you does not mean that I'm going to leave your life forever or abandon you. But for an individual who has been hurt when they were a child and experienced episodes of abandonment, every no is equal to abandonment. And so they are become hypersensitive. And sometimes whatever a trigger simply is looking at today's situation with the binoculars or the lenses of yesterday. Everything is deeper than what you see it for. There's a hypersensitivity. And so they either overreact or underreact. And both extremes are dangerous. So you need to understand that people can become emotionally distant as adults. And it's often because there is a fear of being open and vulnerable because they're protecting themselves from what they think would hurt them. It's a survival mechanism. And so when you find people who have faulty attachment styles, whether it's daddy issues, which plays out for young ladies, or emotional distances, which plays out mostly for men, oftentimes the foundation of that attitude, of that behavior, the foundations are deeply rooted from when they were children, and is often related to either rejection or outright abandonment. Now, several times, those who have felt the effect of emotional neglect when they are children, when they become adults, they don't know how to handle breakups. We find cases where people either self-exterminate, take themselves out of this world just because someone has broken up with them, or they take themselves out and take the other party out. Or Another extreme is they don't take the person who is broken up from them out, but they take the loved one of that person out because they want that person to feel the pain that they have felt as a result of that rejection, which they have interpreted as an abandonment. Just because we're not romantically involved does not mean that we cannot be friends. So if I said no to you, it doesn't mean I'm abandoning you. So if you have experienced these feelings of overreaction and these feelings of fear where people say no to you and your world just falls apart, you need to get a coach, you need to get a therapist. You need to understand how your childhood experiences have significantly impacted your life so that you can make the necessary changes and become a better adult and a better individual. Know the differences. No, it's not abandonment. And there is life after a no.